Ever wonder what it would be like to walk among dinosaurs? Jurassic World brought that dream to life, but also showed us the nightmare it could become. Remember the first time you saw the Mosasaurus leap out of the water? Or the sheer terror of the Indominus Rex on the loose? It was a cinematic thrill ride from start to finish. Beyond the incredible special effects, the film asks a powerful question. Just because we have the power to create something, does that mean we should? From the breathtaking views of Isla Nublar to the heart-pounding chase scenes, Jurassic World is a perfect blend of nostalgia and modern blockbuster action. Reminded us why we fell in love with this franchise in the first place. What's your favorite moment from the movie? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more movie deep dives. Creating a dinosaur, whether through cloning or reverse evolution, presents immense ethical and practical dilemmas. The process of creating a viable embryo would likely involve thousands of failed attempts, raising significant animal welfare concerns. But let's imagine that scientists succeed. They have a living, breathing dinosaur hatchling. What happens next? The world it has been born into is vastly different from the Mesozoic era. The atmospheric oxygen levels are different, the climate is different, and the plant life it would have eaten is largely extinct. How would its immune system cope with modern bacteria and viruses to which it has no natural resistance? A recreated dinosaur would be an ecological alien, an organism with no natural place in the modern world. The Jurassic World films touch upon these themes of containment and the unpredictability of nature, but the reality would be far more complex. The creatures would require a completely artificial, meticulously controlled environment to survive. We would not only be resurrecting an animal, but also the immense responsibility for its welfare, a burden that extends far beyond simply keeping it in an electrified enclosure. The question shifts from could we to should we. The potential for scientific knowledge is immense, but the ethical risks and the potential for suffering are equally profound. The dinosaurs portrayed in Jurassic World are, in many ways, products of their time, reflecting the paleontological knowledge of the 1990s when the first film was made, rather than the discoveries of the 21st century. One of the most significant updates in our understanding of dinosaurs is the widespread presence of feathers. When Jurassic Park was released, the idea of feathered dinosaurs was still a fringe theory. Today, thanks to a wealth of fossil discoveries, particularly from China, we know that many theropod dinosaurs, the group that includes Tyrannosaurus and Velociraptor, were covered in feathers. These feathers ranged from simple, hair-like filaments to complex, veined feathers similar to those of modern birds. The raptors in Jurassic World, while terrifying, are scientifically inaccurate. A real velociraptor was much smaller, about the size of a turkey, and would have been covered in a coat of feathers. It would have looked more like a bizarre, predatory bird than a scaly lizard. Similarly, there is growing evidence to suggest that young tyrannosaurs, and perhaps even adults, may have had some form of feathery covering. The films have largely chosen to ignore these discoveries, sticking to the classic scaly-skinned look for brand consistency. While this makes for recognizable movie monsters, it does a disservice to the public's understanding of what these animals truly looked like. Another area where cinematic license takes precedence over scientific fact is in the behavior and intelligence of the dinosaurs. The Indominus Rex and the Indoraptor of the Jurassic World sequels are depicted as hyper-intelligent, sadistic killers genetically engineered for military applications, while theropods like the raptors were likely intelligent predators, possessing brain sizes comparable to modern birds of prey. Attributing human-like malice and strategic thinking to them is pure Hollywood invention. Animal behavior is driven by instinct, hunting, self-preservation, and reproduction. The idea of a dinosaur killing for sport or holding a grudge is an anthropomorphism designed to make them scarier villains. Furthermore, the film's depiction of a trained pack of velociraptors responding to commands from a human stretches credulity. While some animals can be trained, establishing that kind of complex interspecies communication and trust with a highly predatory animal that has been resurrected from extinction is highly improbable. The dinosaurs of Jurassic World are characters in a story designed to evoke awe and terror, but their behavior is often more reflective of movie monster tropes than the likely reality of animal instinct. Despite these scientific inaccuracies, the Jurassic World franchise has had an overwhelmingly positive impact on the field of paleontology. The film sparked a global wave of interest in dinosaurs, inspiring a new generation of scientists and ensuring that paleontology remains in the public consciousness. Museums saw a surge in visitor numbers after the release of the original films, and that interest has been rekindled with the new trilogy. The very questions the films raise about genetics, extinction, and the nature of life are conversations that drive scientific inquiry. They serve as a gateway for people to learn about the real science behind the fiction. The monstrous movie raptors may not be accurate, but they lead people to ask what a real velociraptor was like, opening the door to learning about feathered dinosaurs and the incredible discoveries that have reshaped our understanding of the prehistoric world. The science in Jurassic World may be flawed, but its ability to inspire wonder is undeniable. It reminds us that the real history of our planet is filled with creatures more incredible than any fiction, and that the quest to understand them is one of humanity's greatest scientific adventures. So, while the dream of a real-life Jurassic World, with towering tyrannosaurs and herds of triceratops, remains a fantasy, the science it champions is very real and constantly evolving. We may never recover dinosaur DNA from mosquitoes in amber, but the work being done in genetics, a field known as paleogenomics, is pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible. Scientists are successfully sequencing the genomes of more recently extinct animals, like the woolly mammoth and the passenger pigeon, bringing the concept of de-extinction closer to reality. The reverse evolution approach, engineering a Chickenosaurus, continues to be a topic of serious discussion among respected paleontologists. These endeavors force us to confront profound ethical questions about our role as stewards of the planet and the potential consequences of wielding such powerful genetic technology. The legacy of Jurassic World is not just in its box office numbers or its iconic imagery. It's in the curiosity it ignites. It encourages us to look at a bird in the park and see a living dinosaur, to visit a museum and imagine the flesh and blood on ancient skeletons, and to appreciate the immense, awe-inspiring history of life on Earth. The real journey of discovery is not about bringing the past back to life, but about understanding it more deeply than ever before. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of science, cinema, and the colossal creatures that continue to capture our imaginations.